Sziasztok, hi everyone, I'm Sándor, welcome to another Hungarian lesson. Today's video is going to be a tiny bit different than usual. Usually I explain a Hungarian word or a phrase, but today is the other way around. So let's see how many ways you can say great in Hungarian. Now, saying great in Hungarian is highly contextual, and there are countless ways to say it. Most likely I'll forget one or two and then I'll be kicking myself later, but I'll do my best to give you guys a good overview. Okay, let's start with context number 1. When great refers to size or significance. In this case, great can be translated as nagy, meaning big, hatalmas, meaning huge, vast, enormous, or powerful, óriási, which means huge, great, enormous, or giant, jelentős, meaning significant, monumentális, meaning monumental, and tekintélyes, which can mean a crap ton of things, but it can also mean great. Some other meanings are prestigious, substantial, respectable, mighty, and so on. Egy nagy város épült a folyóparton. Egy nagy város épült a folyóparton. A great city was built on the riverbank. Most of the time when we're referring to size, nagy is a safe way of translating great. If I used hatalmas or óriási in this sentence, it would have meant that the city was larger than large. Using jelentős here also doesn't work because it has the subtext of the city being significant in other ways than its size, maybe politically or economically. Using the rest will give a bit of a poetic touch to this. It works, it just sounds a bit fancy. So, nagy is a good way of translating this. A földrengés hatalmas pusztítást okozott. A földrengés hatalmas pusztítást okozott. The earthquake caused great destruction. Using hatalmas here is very appropriate. Óriási would work too. Nagy works too. Jelentős also, meaning significant. It sounds a bit more official. I wouldn't use monumentális or tekintélyes here. Although, if you want to use one of them, I'd say use tekintélyes. Maybe it's just me, but hearing monumentális has a positive vibe attached to it. Óriási megkönnyebbülést éreztem. Óriási megkönnyebbülést éreztem. I felt a great relief. In this case, use nagy, hatalmas, or óriási. If you use jelentős, for example, to me it sounds like that I was relieved to an extent, but there's still something on my mind. So the relief was significant, but there's still some residue. And the rest of the words I wouldn't use in this case. Tekintélyes családból származott. Tekintélyes családból származott. He or she came from a great family. Now, when I hear this, I immediately think that the family was of noble origin or something like that. Now, depending on what you're trying to say, you'll change your choice of words. If you're just referring to the size of the family, just use nagy. If you say nagy családból származott, it means he or she came from a big family. You know, mom, dad, and a crap ton of siblings and whoever else. Hatalmas and óriási doesn't really work here. You can use jelentős, however, but again, it means that the family was influential in one way or another. I wouldn't use the rest of the options. Nagy nehézségekkel néztünk szembe. Nagy nehézségekkel néztünk szembe. We faced great difficulties. In this case, almost all of our options work. Using hatalmas and óriási means that the problems were more severe. Jelentős works too. We faced significant difficulties. Even tekintélyes and monumentális can work here, but again, they sound a bit fancier. Translating great to Hungarian is not necessarily an easy task. Number 2. Referring to quality. Now, most of our options here are just synonyms, meaning great. Nagyszerű, remek, kiváló. Nagyszerű, remek, kiváló. All of them mean the same thing basically. Fantasztikus. Yes, it means fantastic. Csodás, pompás. These are fancier words. I never use pompás, but I use csodás in a sarcastic way. But that's just me, this is a totally subjective thing. You can also say zseniális, which is an adjective basically meaning genius. I use this quite a lot when I want to say great, especially when it comes to music. For example, milyen a leves? Milyen a leves? How's the soup? Nagyszerű. Nagyszerű. Great. You can basically use any of our options here. Kiváló, csodás, and pompás make your speech a bit fancy, but it's okay. Yeah, take your pick. It's all good. Ez egy remek film volt. Ez egy remek film volt. This was a great movie. Again, same rules apply. You can also just say, ez egy nagyon jó film volt. Ez egy nagyon jó film volt. This was a very good movie. Also, if you say zseniális, then the movie was truly great. There was something truly artistic and touching about it. So that's high praise. Milyen volt a koncert? Milyen volt a koncert? How was the concert? Csodás. Csodás. It was great. It actually means miraculous. That's why I said that this is a fancier word. I would probably just say nagyszerű, remek, kiváló, or zseniális. But it's up to you. Everything works. Again, nagyon jó is also an option. Okay, number 3. Using it as a positive reaction in everyday speech. Now, with this one, you can still use everything I mentioned in the previous usage. But in everyday speech, we also use szuper. Guess what it means? Király, meaning king. It means cool or awesome in slang. Tök jó. I just made a video on this one. It means very good or great. Zsír. It literally means fat, as in body fat or cooking fat. It's a slang term for cool, great, awesome. Frankó. Frankó. I never say this. This is an old slang. Again, it means good or great. You can also say baba. Baba, which literally means baby. Again, it's an old slang meaning good, cool, or great. And one that is slightly vulgar. Fasza. Fasza. Careful with this one, use it among your friends. It's not vulgar, but it's really close. Again, it means cool, great, awesome. For example, átmentem a vizsgán. Átmentem a vizsgán. I passed the exam. Super. Superb. Great. Again, take your pick. Everything works. It depends on how slangy you want to be. Or, hoztam sört. Hoztam sört. I brought beer. Király. Great. Tök jó. Great. I mean, allow me not to use all of our options. Everything works. Zsír. Awesome. Great. Need I say more? Your options are limitless when it comes to positive reactions. And you can use them in a sarcastic way too. Like, ma nem kapsz pénzt. Ma nem kapsz pénzt. You won't get money today. Remek. Great. I could have used any other word, they all work. Except for the first batch of words I showed you. Well, óriási would actually work. And lastly, as part of a historical title. Usually in these cases we just say nagy. For example, Alexander the Great is Nagy Sándor in Hungarian. Yes, Sándor is the Hungarian equivalent of Alexander. Also, Nagy is the most common surname in Hungary. Fun little fact. Or, a kínai nagy fal. A kínai nagy fal. The Great Wall of China. We say the Chinese big wall. This doesn't happen too often, so don't worry about this. Okay, if you've made it this far, then I tip my non-existent hat to you. I know that this is a lot of information, so take these in chunks. Come back to this video as many times as you need. Do it at your own. Thank you for studying with me today. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe. And if you feel like supporting the channel even more, my PayPal information is in the description. See you in the next lesson. Sziasztok! A viszontlátásra!